When I break it down, it is about inclusivity to me.
A place of inspiration and motivation. More specifically, a place to inspire you.
A provincial gathering of young people who have lived experience in child welfare.
That idea of like youth learning to communicate, advocate, and network for themselves.
Recognizing your fellow neighbor.
Getting a group of adolescents and former teens and even young adults in one area to really discuss what it is to be a former youth in care.
A conference that brings people together in a literal but also in a kind of barrier-free way.
When I first went to YouthCan, it was a space that I could make friends, that I could learn more about the world around me and help prepare myself for the future ahead.
It's an opportunity for young people who have lived experience to come together as a community and talk about their experiences, to build bonds and relationships, and also just have a moment to be a youth.
It's a mix of programming and policy intervention and skills building with the intent, again, of making sure that young people who are part of the system have a voice in the system.
Ways to strengthen your own connection within yourself and your community.
I really think YouthCan at its best is about community and just community building, creating friendships, lifelong relationships, and just a sense of belonging among youth who are involved with the child welfare system.
YouthCan is a room full of people where every person relates to the other in the most fundamental way to their existence, and it just makes it really easy for everybody to get to know each other and build relationships. And I think that there's really something significant about living in a society where maybe you feel like you have that mirror with everybody else, and then showing up to a room, a conference of a couple hundred people, and all of a sudden that's not there anymore. I think it makes everything very real and very connecting.
I think it's a hard reality for a lot of foster kids that we don't really have that many friends, that we don't really have a community, and for most of us, we don't have a family. When I came to YouthCan, it was a world-changing experience because I walked in and people came to me and asked me for what my name was, what my passions were, and really just wanted to connect with me. Then I went to groups and I went to classes that were for me on how can I learn, what can I get from it. And it was the first time in my life where I was the center of the experience.
My experience is going to various universities, stepping outside of home, and getting to meet a lot of young people validated my experiences as a person from care, and also made me feel so connected and inspired to want to do more advocacy myself.
I have gotten so much out of my time with YouthCan, including a wonderful group of full-hearted individuals that I never would have met in my small town. So I'm so grateful for the ability to grow with these amazing individuals.
YouthCan has pushed me forward in my career in terms of knowing that I want to work in a field where I'm helping those who don't know how to advocate for themselves do so. This isn't all it can do or has done, but it did push me even further down the road towards becoming an advocate and advocating for others.
The impact YouthCan has been on me is connecting with like-minded individuals and those who have been through similar experiences as myself by being in care, and I think coming with the same, background and ideology that may not be so universal with other privileged individuals.
The impact of YouthCan has been, I love either going across the province and sitting and seeing the faces of young people as they share their story with each other and with facilitators. These moments of aha and connection that happen in a room. I love the feeling of kinship and safety and trust that's built up. I remember being at a conference and seeing kids share and cry, but not in any kind of like gross and trauma bonding way. It's sort of like, oh, you too. Yeah, it meant a lot for me. Like, I felt like, me too.
So YouthCan is a newer piece to me. I'm working at OECAS, and I attended the most recent YouthCan in 2023, 2 of the regional conferences. And for me, the impact was just being able to see the youth interact with one another, and importantly, youth-led sort of workshops and programming at YouthCan, and really seeing kind of the brilliance and the competence of youth who are in this space to be able to kind of dictate what it is, what it means to them, and what it can be.
I hope YouthCan will cater to more of Northwestern Ontario. I hope for it to be a continuous event that will include everyone, past and present, in an environment where we can strive for better.
I hope for YouthCan to expand on that, to have the youth more ready and energized for the world ahead of them, but also to know that there's a safety net for them, to have friends, to have a community that they can depend on when they are in need, and have people that they can just go to have fun.
I really hope that youth can become a place where youth can think of it as a place to have fun and enjoy themselves, to make friends and interact in various games and activities and feel like they could get away and feel almost excited when they hear the name YouthCan.
I'd like to see it be accessible to all youth, something that all youth look forward to being able to go to, almost like universal experience for our youth that is positive and brings joy. Something that we can share with each other and think back to our fond memories of when we're all said and done with our situations.
My hopes for YouthCan in the future is to continue to cultivate an inclusive, rewarding, and breakthrough type of event. I really think YouthCan has a lot of potential, and I think by continuing to have youth play a heavy hand in the planning and group leading aspect, I think it can be really rewarding for kids who are aging.
That it continues. That more people sit in this chair long after I've left it and say the same positive things about it, and say the same stories about how it brought them together with people that they would never have otherwise met and are very glad that they did, and that it had an incredibly positive impact on them even years after we're all gone.
My hopes for YouthCan in the future are that it is not tokenistic, not performative and superficial, but that it can meaningfully integrate and center the voices of young people throughout the province, and that it builds a sense of belonging for young people in the care system, and relationship, meaningful, pro-social relationship.
I think in the future for YouthCan, harkens back to the definition for me. So if the essence is about community and relationship building, I really hope that that legacy is able to continue into the future, and that for generations, whoever ends up attending YouthCan, that they see one another in their fullness, they accept each other for their differences, their unique circumstances, but they also see what they have in common and the beauty of that connection and commonality, and that, that legacy continues in their relationships.